Hey guys, welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be looking at the PFM United Crown Chesapeake and Ohio K3. This is a Mikado type locomotive. This does have the Vanderbilt tender, which is a little bit more desirable than the square tender, which can be found, which looks like something that can be found in a Berkshire. Open the box here. Oh, before I forget, one cool thing about the Uniteds is, when they're late, they can you can see what year it was made. So this one was made in 1978. It's kind of hard to see with the light, but still there. Still have the warranty or the information sheet. I don't think this is very useful anymore, but it's still a cool little thing to have. You can actually see the paint job. Seems 98.50, huh? So, less than $100 for a paint job and weathering. Well, interesting. Nice. It's kind of cool seeing what, the story is with the locomotives. You kind of have like a little display thing. It's kind of cool. I mean, at this point, these weren't, these were very high-end models, so people who are buying them may want to let the models spend more time on a shelf than being ran, but it's, cool little thing to have. Let's start with the tender, and it's a pretty large Vanderbilt tender. I mean, it's got, I don't think, it's not very wet, it's not weathered, so it's all, new looking. So you can see, got the, a little accurate decaling for the water capacity and cold capacity. You can see that how the decals are lined up against the rivet line. Very nice decaling work. I mean, on these, to see the decal film or see how the decal is applied, you have to look pretty heavily in. But it's got a nice coal load on it. It's got sound holes, so hopefully it'll be easier to access. Don't worry, it's fine. Hopefully it'll be easier to access than, other stuff. Going to the engine. Ooh. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about the engine. So, this is a C&O K3. Now, some people may say this looks like a C&O K2, which it very much does. And, I think the reason that BLI did a K2 and not the K3 is because the K2 actually had a higher tractive effort. Had a booster truck on the booster truck. So the booster truck it's kind of like a little piston that connects to the wheel and that's almost like a, or extra driver. But they weren't very helpful at high speeds, so they weren't used. It's kind of minimal, so that's why they didn't put them on here. But there is minimal detail changes, which is why I believe this is still worth, a decent amount of money, because Brother Limited did a brass hybrid and not a normal one. I think just because of the level of detail, and, to make that casting affordable, they had to make it a brass hybrid to make the money back. But this is a beautiful engine. You can see it's very nicely painted. Got a little decaling on there. Got the Alesco with the marker lights and the flying and the air pumps. No sound cam, which is interesting, because I did all that. Maybe just to make it so you didn't have to cut holes for a sound cam, I guess. I really don't know. And then someone did some work painting the gauges white. I mean, this is a professional paint job, Getting this paint job now would be a $300 or $400 paint, like a $300 paint job, which is really nice because I don't have to spend or wait to get this painted. But I'll get this on the track. This should run beautifully. I mean, these late PFMs are, it's very hard. There's not a lot of much better engines out there. I mean, they're just so well built. You can drop them like I just did earlier and they'll be fine. But try not to drop them. That's my advice. But it looks like someone had a coupler on here for aspirations of running. It doesn't look like it has very heavy running to wear, but that's about it. So I'll put this on the track, see if it'll run around my layout, just because it's a bit of a tighter mechanism, just due to the, high quality of it. So I'll see you on the layout. Hey guys, so now we have the locomotive on the track. I mean, you can see it's a very nice, engine and tender combination. This locomotive has a beautiful paint job. They did a really good job with the smoke box and the engine. I mean, it just looks really good on the layout. So, I'll get this fired up. There we go. So, you can kind of hear that, but it's not super loud. For an engine, this is probably the quietest engine I've had that doesn't have a decoder in it. I mean, I don't know why it's so quiet. Maybe just be the cam motor, how it's designed. Maybe it's a pretty tight enclosing. But I mean, you can still hear it, but it's nowhere near as loud as, other engines. I will actually run the engine that I have behind this. So you can hear that. That's, an older decoder, so, this thing is quieter than that. It's kind of nice, just how quiet this is. And this mechanism is beautiful. And that's just... This is a watch, This engine with the decoder is going to be beautiful. With it, I mean, I don't have much else to say other than that, if you find one of these, get it. Sorry about that. But this is just a beautiful engine overall. So I'll get some running shots of it. I hope, just because, you know, this engine's a pretty stiff mechanism, which is one reason why it can run so smoothly and efficiently. I might have to do it in one direction, just because, you know, how the engine approaches the track, it's different, and some engines, you know, like it, some engines don't. But if you have any questions, comments, or put them down below. If you like the video, give it a like. If you like, you know, the content I make, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and then I'll just let you enjoy the train running.